Clevenard TV, where you have your Clevenard Properties Nigeria. Clevenard Properties Nigeria is a property seeker. We are not an estate agent, but a property seeker for buyers and sellers to have free access to properties in and outside Nigeria. We have all our profession. We deal with professionals like the properties agents, the real home professionals, and also we have free access on our website for you to connect and for you to know the properties available in stock. Properties in Clevenard, it's real for our buyers and sellers to have information on our website. We've created a platform whereby it will be efficient and effective for our buyers and sellers. And also Clevenard Properties have connection where people buy their property, and we have advertisers and also viewers. We have more viewers all over the world, and also lots of users. Now, I have in the studio Mr. Peter Ozazie. Is a real property consultant that will be educating us, enlightening us on how we can go about buying our properties in Nigeria. Mr. Peter Ozazie, you're welcome to the program.
All right, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome to Clevenard Properties in Nigeria.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I would like you to educate our viewers on how to go about buying and also selling of properties.
Okay. Thank you again for having me. Real estate is a very big industry, and basically, real estate is all about at the end of it, it's still about buying, selling, letting, and so on. But basically, people who want to buy property, you need to have a purpose. The first question is, what kind of property do you want to buy? Why are you buying it? Are you buying for personal use? Are you buying for investment? Are you buying for the purpose of maybe for other use, or maybe for commercial purpose?
All right.
So if you want to buy a property in Nigeria, for instance, let's say, okay, let's begin from the residential aspect of it. Means, okay, let's say you want to buy land. The first thing you do is you need to know the title document the land has. Okay. You need to get a lawyer to be able to verify that title for you from the appropriate authorities. Like, for instance, in Lagos, Lagos is a state with diverse of titles. You can have deed of conveyance. You can have a deed of assignment. You can also have a registered survey. So all these are titles that you must have before you even eventually have your CFO. So if you have your CFO, it's still a title. If you have a deed of assignment, it's still a title. But all these documents needs to be registered. So it's only when they are registered that the government, that your land is already inputted into the system. So you need to get a legal practitioner that will help you do your verification process from the appropriate authorities, as I've said. Then the next question is, why are you buying? If you are buying for residential purpose, before now, we've had people tell stories of they bought lands from Muniles, and at the end of the day, they got swindled, they got defrauded. So my advice to people is, if you want to buy land now, you buy from property companies who has already taken the painstaking step of ensuring that their land, or the land they are selling to you, will not give you any money issues, has a proper title documentation. And these real estate companies even go a bit further to ensure that they provide you infrastructure facilities, like, for instance, having tarred roads, having your estate fence, having street lights, and all of that. These are what real estate companies are, the new real estate companies or the present real estate companies are housed, or the value they tend to provide to potential buyers. So the advice is, the reason why you must buy from a real estate company is because infrastructure promotes real estate. Mm-hmm. So when you buy from a reliable real estate company, the reliable company will ensure that the estate you are buying into or the land you are buying they provide adequate infrastructure for your own comfortability. Or like before now, that's why if you go some places in Lagos or some estates in Lagos, you realize or find out that some estate, they call it this, I don't want to mention any estates, but you realize there are no infrastructures in those estates. Why? It's simply because those estates probably were not handled by a real estate company, or were not handled by professional real estate company. So what they just do is either your moneyless, they pick either some of the educated ones, they just decide to say, okay, come and buy this land. They start portioning or they just give you a layout, they apportion or they allocate your own portion to you. After you buy, then they leave the land, they leave the infrastructure bare, waiting for the government to come and provide the third roads and all of that.
Other provisions.
But I've also looked at, because I've practiced both in Abuja and in Lagos. Okay. But in Abuja it's quite different. Go to many estates in Abuja. Even if the street leading to the estate is not tarred, you will always find out that the roads in the estate, some of them are tarred. But the only difference is that the roads leading to the estate may not be tarred. And that is because sometimes it's not the responsibility of the real estate company to do the tarred road. But there are also some real estate companies with a higher capacity that ensures that the roads leading to their estates, they ensure they take another painstaking step to as well to tar them to give their subscribers or the buyers the comfortability. So that's basically what real estate purchase I can really say about real estate purchase for now. It's actually a diverse and a big industry. So I can only pick it one after the other. So thank you very much for that.
All right. Now, properties, that's Clevenard Properties in Nigeria is one of the number one leading property.
Okay.
What's your hierarchy? How can you rate Clevenard Properties in Nigeria? Then what advice will you tell our viewers? Like, because since you've mentioned in your word that you have to be very careful in buying land or properties. You have to be very careful in order not to go into the fraudsters or the fake or moneyless. Now, how will you tell the viewers about Clevenard Properties in Nigeria? I want you to tell them how efficient and effective we are.
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. First, I think I've known the CEO of Clevenard for over, let's say, 6 years now, and I know he's a man of integrity. So when he told me about Clevenard Properties, and he told me the vision and told me the plans for this firm or for this service rendering, I saw it and I said, this is a good one. It's going to work. What Clevenard Properties provides or brings to people is that it bridges the gap between the real owners and the real buyers. Now, for instance, now all the properties in our course of discussion, during the planning stage and all of that. So he told me, he said, he will ensure that every properties is going to have on his site are already verified by a professional. So that is to say, I would tell viewers, if you want to buy a land or you want to buy any house you see on Clevenard Properties are actually genuine. They have actually been verified by professionals in the system. So then also, in case you get on the site and you don't find the properties you want, there's a column for you to post a request. So to post a request which will be directly handled by Clevenard's admin. Unlike what you have with other properties or property websites, when you post a request, it's being made available to the public, and that way you could have about 50 people calling your phones and sending you the same details. So in order for you to avoid a scenario or to avoid being disturbed that way, you have Clevenard Properties that would, you post your request, they will handle your request. They talk to their licensed either real estate agents or real estate firms, and they help you accomplish your request or they help you accomplish your needs. So I would want to advise people and tell people that Clevenard Properties is a good platform. to bring your property for sales, to bring your property or to come and search for property. Then another thing I don't mention in the other question you said, how people, if you want to sell your property,
how do you go about it?
How do you go about it? Thank you. If you want to sell your property, all you need to do is one, I want to believe you want to sell your property because you are the legitimate owner.
Yes.
So that is it is going to be the responsibility of the real estate company you are talking to undo or to verify that truly you are the owner.
Okay.
Because you have cases of, let's say for instance, the real owner of the land or the real owner of the property is late. You have instance of having other relative members going to forge documents just to carry out a transaction or just to sell off that property. So it is the core responsibility of the real estate company you are talking to ensure that this property you are bringing or the property they are or giving people as or the property they are telling people to come and buy is actually a legitimate property, so that at the end of the day you don't have court cases flying around. Then another thing in real estate that people need to be aware about is every real estate is an investment.
Okay.
Every real estate is an investment. Every land has its value. Every land has its purpose. That's why if a land does not have its purpose, you won't have Lagos State charging you for land use charge, because they tell you are using the land, so you have to pay for it. So every land has a purpose. So in that way, people should start seeing real estate as an investment. Okay. Real estate has gone beyond from I'm buying a land to I'm buying a house. Purpose needs to be attached to all these things. For instance, now, you can, and again, people need to be, because I've heard some people say, real estate, to do real estate, you need money, you need a lot of money. I can tell you the real property players, they don't use a lot of money in making their money. All they do is they identify potential properties, they invest into them, and they generate money from those properties. Like I was trying to explain over there, there's just, can I go on?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say, for instance now.
Okay, before you go to that, let's go for a short commercial break. Then we'll be right back. Still stay with Clevenard TV. Don't go away. To the program Clevenard Properties, and still in the house, still in the studio with me, I still have Mr. Peter Ozazie. He's a consultant in buying and selling of properties. Now, Mr. Peter, can you give our viewers an illustration on how to invest on properties?
Okay. Thank you very much. Like before the break, I was saying real estate has gone beyond I'm buying the land for myself. That people should see real estate now as an industry where you can invest into it and even have long-term returns. It's still the same thing. Like okay, you want to invest in, let's say you want to invest in any kind of business, even in the oil business, and still have long-term returns. It's still the same thing with real estate. Like I said, real estate is an industry that you can build a stream of income. So let me give you an illustration about the kind of investment you can go into. Let me start with the most common one.
Okay.
The most common one is, okay, let's say for instance now, I want to buy land and resell. Everybody knows an acre of land. An acre of land is 6 plots in Lagos. So let's say you approach, maybe for now, you go into those remote areas because you want to buy an acre of land now, for instance, let's say maybe somewhere in Ibejuleki or those houses. So they give you, depending on the value of the land, they can tell you, okay, where the family can say, we are selling this land to you at maybe 4 million naira per plot.
Okay.
So when you multiply 4 million naira into 6 million, it will give you 24 million. So that's your cost of purchase. You can negotiate down with them or renegotiate down with them or tell them you're going to pay twice. So now, a plot of land, the standard plot of land is about 640 or 620 thereabouts. So when you multiply six plots multiplied by 620 or 640 to give you roughly about 300 and something square meter. You need to take out 15% of that land size for infrastructure, roads, and all of that road network within your estate. Now, in real estate, you've noticed if you go into a well-planned estate, you will realize that most real estate companies, they sell their land either they'll tell you they're selling 600 square meters or selling 400 square meters or selling 500 square meters with an approved building plan. So you draw up your cost of what it will cost you to do to do your building plans, layout, site layout, and building approval and all of that. So you can cut your land into 400 square meters. With the 400 square meters, people should still build a comfortable 3-bedroom or a comfortable duplex, semi-detached or whatever they want to build. Yeah, we've seen where people even use 90 square meters to build 2-bedroom flats. So if you have a 400 square meter, you can still build a semi-detached duplex. Okay. So now, when you sell a 400 square meter land, all you just need to do, like I said, when you multiply six plots by 620, to give you about 300 or something. When you take out 15%, which is about 500 and something square meters, you still have about 3,000 plots. Divide that into 400 square meters, you will have approximately about 8 plots. Right. So since you bought your land for 4 million, you might decide to start selling your land at maybe 8 million or 7 million. So if you are selling at 8 million naira, that's going to be 8 multiplied by 8 million multiplied by 8. That gives us already about I think 64 million. Or you can say, okay, you're selling 7 million multiplied by 8. So that way you made money. But don't forget, your cost of land is there, the cost of approval, the cost of marketing, and the cost of logistics and every other corporate fees or corporate costs you have to incur while doing all of that. That's a regular practice. But there's another practice which is a bit, I won't say it's new. It's been in existence, but it's not yet frequent in the Lagos terrain. And that's because if you go around Lagos, you realize you see a lot of dilapidated buildings that are old, buildings that are looking outdated. So what you can do is maybe they call it like a property appraisal, property improvement. Okay. So you approach the owner of the property. Sir, you don't need to buy the property. You go into an agreement with the owner. Okay, this is your property. Let me be paying you XYZ amount for a number of years.
Okay, that's the people they call the developer.
The developers, that's development. And that's development and investment are still the same thing.
Yes, they
are
interwoven.
So let's say, let me give you an instance of one we did, which was, we did one at the Yaba axis or at the Yaba area. We approached the owner of the property. The property was given to us at 4 million per annum. So the property owner said he wanted 5 years. But we agreed for a 20 years duration. So we looked at the property, we said how many numbers of shelves we'll be able to eventually bring out. So we got an investor, paid the property owner 20 million to cover for 5 years with a 20 years duration to operate the property and renew your lease. So we took another 20 million, we invested into the project, renovated it, reconverted it, collected approvals, and we were able to create 24 numbers of retail stores. Now we let out those stores. From the stores alone, we were able to generate 20,850,000 annually. And in the first year, because we said we are not doing letting because of the Lagos state law does not allow you to collect beyond the year. So for lease, you can pay beyond the year. So we were leasing out to people. So we had people who came in, they paid in 2 years. some paid in 1.5 years. So in the first year, the investor was able to generate back almost 80% of his investment, and he still has 18 years more to generate a minimum of 20 million. So that 20 million annually. So that is, when you look at that alone, that is like I said, is something new. Yeah, you call it developers. It's real estate development, but it's an angle of business people have not explored a lot.
Okay.
The reason why you find the only advanced aspect of it is what you find in the Ikeja City Mall, the Novari Mall, the Maryland Mall. What is the idea behind it? You have an investor who picks a land. You can call it maybe a brand development. You pick specific brands, pick a location, you build to their taste, to their specification, you create the comfort for them, and you have them come in there, either they buy or they lease or they rent, and before you know, you're also generating money. So it's already an asset. Don't forget that the property is an asset for you. Like for instance now, the one we did in Yaba, we don't need to buy the property. All we need to do is to go into an agreement. The family is paid, the family is happy, the investor is also happy, and is generating money. The money invested, he would have generated back in the first year, having collected 2 years. Then for the other years remaining for the agreement to be executed, that becomes your profit. So basically, but for you to be able to do all of this, you need a real estate expert, you need a real estate consultant, you need professionals who will guide you properly to let you know this is the kind of investment, this is the kind of location you can invest in, this is what will sell in this location, this will not be acceptable, this will not move, this will not grow. Even despite all that, you still have investors that would work on false projections. False projection is that they might look at an environment and say, oh, this will sell here, and you will see them, they build mighty malls and mighty buildings there, and before you know, you only have few occupied and the rest are not occupied. The essence of investment is to ensure that the investment itself is being utilized. Okay. So if I put a building down, let's say in any area of Alimosho local government, I expect that building or that property to be properly utilized, because it is when you have occupants in there, that is when you know you are getting value for your real estate investments. So that is I think that is what I have to say about it. So if you are interested in investing, why don't you get in contact with Clevenard Properties? They would properly guide you on how to go about your investments. They will properly guide you on how to make returns on your investment, to make sure that your investment is not lost, because a lot of people have invested and they lost their money. So I think with this, we should be able to make the right decision as regards property investment.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ozaze. That is why you viewers should log on to our website and our search engine www.clevenard.com. And also Clevenard Farm. We have a farm like in an agricultural product that we have, and it's also a place and an avenue for you to go into your agricultural products. You buy and we sell to you. We have so many things happening in Clevenard group of companies, and it's globally, we are worldwide, and we offer you the best that you want. On our website, you can go for your adverts, you can download music and you upload. You can create a group. It's an avenue whereby you create a group. You have a group of members. We have people online. You can do so many things. You download movies. You do so many things. You sell your products. We have so many avenues for you on our website, whereby you can do what you want and you'll be happy with it. Now we have come to the end of the program, Clevenard on Clevenard TV, Clevenard Properties, and I hope you join us next time. And don't forget, visit our website, buy and sell on our website. Clevenard Properties, it's a very good company that has professionals in buying and selling. We have professionals in home business and also what you've heard from Mr. Ozase is something that we are doing and we like doing and we do at its best. We have professionals where you will never lost any investment in Clevenard Properties. Clevenard Properties, it's a way of, we dedicate to all our buyers and sellers. We have so many dedicated professionals among us that will do and render this service for you. Do join us next time while we bring you Clevenard Properties in Nigeria. So have a wonderful time and God bless.